Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the football betting series here on YouTube. Euro 24 edition. After a really strong matchday 1, we wobbled a little bit in matchday 2, and then fell over in matchday 3, picking up just one win from our last episode. That means our record for the tournament is 6 wins, 5 losses, and 1 push, and we are making a loss currently of £5.40. Taking that number away from our overall record, we're standing at 92 wins, 37 losses with 12 pushes, and a total season profit of £448.60. Now we're into the knockout stages. I've got 3 selections in today's video, and I'm hoping to turn that negative number into a positive. If you think I'm talking some sense, please drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content. Without further ado, let's get into it. We kick things off with Switzerland versus Italy, and Switzerland's last game was a 1-1 draw against Germany, a game in which the Swiss took the lead and everyone thought they were going to hold out until the final whistle, but they were denied 3 points thanks to a Nick Füllkrug 93rd minute equaliser. Okay, they were the second best side in the game, but I don't think anyone was expecting different. I think they performed remarkably well, given the quality that the hosts brought to the affair. Overall, Switzerland finished second in Group A, unbeaten during the group with 1 win, 2 draws, and a respectable 4 points. Their reward is a round of 16 tie against Italy. The Italians find themselves here after their most recent game, which was also a 1-1 draw against Croatia. The Croats took the lead and were holding on for dear life, but the Italians scored even later than the Germans. An 89th minute equaliser saw Italy steal a point, finishing second behind Spain in order to qualify for this match. Overall, the Italians had a bit of everything, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss to complete the set. But they've not been all that convincing in their performances, recording a lesser XG than both Croatia and Spain. Head-to-head record, the most recent game between these two sides were the 2 draws in the 2021 qualifiers for the Qatari World Cup. In terms of my prediction, this is a hard game to call. I think Switzerland have been impressed in their wins against Hungary and their draw against Germany. This paired with Italy perhaps being a little bit disappointing in their defence of their European crown makes me think we're in for a fun but tight and competitive game. One thing I will say about both sides is they have looked susceptible defensively, so I'm angling for both teams to score, and here's why. Switzerland saw both teams score in all 3 group games, and going further back, 6 of their 10 qualifiers also saw both teams to score, with Switzerland scoring in 90% of these matches. Additionally, Switzerland have seen both teams score in 10 of their last 11 competitive fixtures coming into this game. Italy, on the other hand, they also failed to keep a single clean sheet in the group stages, with 2 of the 3 games seeing both teams to score. The only exception to this was the 1-0 loss to Spain. In the qualifiers, Italy saw both teams score in 5 of the 10 games. So that does mean in total, 9 of the last 13 competitive matches have seen both teams to score. All of this tied together, I think both teams to score is looking like a solid bet. But given that it is going to be a tight knockout stage, I'm going to be backing this for a half stake in bet number 1. Our second selection takes place in the Germany versus Denmark game. Germany, they drew their last game in the dying embers against Switzerland. This was courtesy of a 93rd minute equaliser by Nick Füllkrug. Overall, the Germans topped Group A with a record of 2 wins, 1 draw, and 0 defeats to their name, scoring a tournament high 8 goals with an average of 2.67 goals per game. Denmark, they were the runners-up in Group C, drawing all 3 matches. All 3 draws had a different story to them. In the opening game, they threw away a winning position against Slovenia. In the second game, they rescued a draw from a losing position against England, and then they went on to share a goalless game with Serbia on the final day of the group. In all honesty, Denmark are flattered to deceive, and I'll be a little bit concerned for them in this one. That is despite their 7-game unbeaten stretch over the last 3 months. Head-to-head, these sides have not faced off since 2021. That game finished 1-1 and was a rather drab affair. The last competitive meeting, however, took place in the group stages of Euro 2012, with Germany running out 2-1 winners. I think we're looking at a fairly open game in this one, but the case is pretty open and shut as well. Germany to win for a full stake in bet number 2. Our third and final selection sees England play Slovakia, and England's final game of the group was a goalless affair against Slovenia, a game in which the 3 Lions once again underwhelmed and failed to perform. The good thing about the draw was that it did secure England's spot at the top of Group C, as they find themselves on, quote, the easier side of the draw. One thing which I didn't really think I'd be writing about in today's episode is that Phil Foden is leaving the England camp ahead of the birth of his 3rd child, according to many sources. This slightly strange situation may push Southgate, either Gordon or Palmer in the starting lineup, which could give England that little bit of oomph which they've lacked in the first 3 games. They play a Slovakia side who drew their most recent game 1-1 against Romania on the final day of their group. That does mean that they secured third place in Group E with 4 points and a little bit of everything: 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. Their reward, the match against England. They're going to be less than thrilled about the tie against England, as when we look at the head-to-head record, the last games between these sides took place in the 2016-2017 World Cup qualifying group, ahead of the Russian World Cup in 2018. England won both these games 1-0 and 2-1 respectively, and Slovakia have never actually beaten England, losing 5 of the 6 encounters between 2002 and 2017. It's a very quick decision here: England to win for a full stake in the final bet of the episode. So there we have it, 3 selections in today's episode, starting off with Switzerland versus Italy. Both teams to score at odds of 2.14, a £15 half stake to return 17.10. Elsewhere on the Saturday, Germany play Denmark. We're going to be backing the host nation at odds of 1.64, a £30 stake to return £19 and 20 pence. And on the Sunday, England-Slovakia, we're going to be backing the 3 Lions to pick up a win. Odds of 1.45, £30 stake to return £13 and 50 pence. So across the round of 16, we're going to be risking £75 to hopefully pick up as much as £49 and 80 pence. Will we do so? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune into the next episode. But if you have made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content. And as always, have yourself a lovely day.